I regret, but I don't regret, and that is that I was selected to create the first abortion clinic in Delaware.
Oh my. Uh-huh.
Who selected you for that task?
Are we taping this? Oh, good. Okay.
Because I knew everything about outpatient.
How were you selected?
Well, I was the director of ambulatory services for the
Okay.
Wilmington Medical, and the St. Francis still hired me.
Yes. Yes. Was there anything else in your career, Bill, that, looking back, you wished you were able to accomplish, but for various reasons were unable to?
No, I'm more than, you throw your fishing line in the water. If you get a spike, you pull it out and you eat it or do whatever. If you don't, you sit there all day and nothing happens. Well, you go home and that's it. I can't say honestly, other than my father's death. I have never known him.
Right.
I don't have any regrets. I mean, there's a lot of it I wouldn't want to live over, and a lot of arguments and fights I was in.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to do a second thought. I mean, can you imagine standing out on Broome Street with 300 African Americans because we had a black maternal death, and they're going to come take over the hospital? That's no fun.
I'm sure it wasn't.
And I forget who the mayor is. I can't remember his name.
Babiars, maybe?
No, it's a black guy. He and I were out there standing on the steps of the general. But in any event, we had some hairy moments, and that was certainly one of them. I think my buddy Hicks Anderson came and dispersed them for me. He didn't see me killed.
In your medical career in Newcastle County, looking back, what do you think were the major events in our medical community?
The major events for the merger, because right at the top. Has to be right at the top. Yeah, because I was the when you used to have certificate of need.
Right. Remember that.
Okay, well, I was a certificate of need guru for Delaware.
Okay.
All three counties. So I made enemies in Kent and Sussex at the same time. I mean, everybody wanted a CT scan. You
Sure.
gotta have a CT. You can't live without a CT. You can't breathe without a CT scan. And over in Dagsboro, we should have two of them over there. I mean, and the ACLU and I don't know who and all were after my body, because I was the fox watching the chicken house, and all these guys wanted all this fancy technology, and we wouldn't permit it.
You're fortunate to have survived this long.
Yes, I am. Well, it's like this: when you'll no. I'll just tell you about it. I got to remember at the very, very end. There's a section called the appendix. Okay. The appendix is everybody we don't know anything about. So what we didn't know about, I wrote. Okay. So I'm waiting for a ticket out of town because some of the stuff I said, I mean, I have backup documents, okay, but I had no participation by the individual. But I know that they qualified to be in the article.
I'm going to wrap our interview up.
Okay.
And I believe Ted, those last few comments that Dr. Duncan made about what he was most proud of, I think, commendable. Do you have any final words?
No, I'm still trying to. I mean, my memory's going crazy. I mean, I just had like the poem. No, survive each day. Of course, I have a special needs daughter that's giving me a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm coping with now. Not very well, that's for sure.
One more thing that we might find of interest. What advice might you have for any young people these days who are considering a medical career?
Well, that's an interesting question. When we had the annual meeting, the Delpac, I guess it was, Delpac had a group of people up, I guess right in this circle here. There was a young woman who was running that thing. I think she was like a sophomore or junior in college somewhere. And she was working her tail off, to make all this work. And I got to just chatting with her about this and that and the other thing. Very intelligent, very smart. She shouldn't be waiting on tables, type of thing. So I said, you ever consider medical school? And so she and I sat down maybe for 15 or 20 minutes and talked about it. Okay, and I have her name and I have her address, and somehow or other, if she knew this was going on, and I told her that when it gets published, I'll send you a copy. So I have her name and address at home, then I'll send her a copy of this. I'm going to put a note in there. Have you applied to medical school yet? But I encourage it. I encourage it because there could be a lot of satisfaction. Unfortunately, it's too much greed.
Well, what advice might you have for young physicians who are, say, house staff now, or for college students considering medicine as a career?
The reason assuming that I still have my sanity, the reason I maintained it is because I had too much other things to do. When I went home at night, I had to finish the tabletop that's going to go on that whatever table I just built, or I have to finish it, or I have to do something. So when I went home at night, I just didn't go sit in a chair and do it. I had things to do.
Right.
And of course, my wife was an artist, and she was painting, and we'd go out and do stuff together while she painted, and I would pick up driftwood. We had a small cottage down at Bayview Beach, and we also had a house up in the Poconos on the lake, Lake Naomi. So I was never at a loss for looking. Just keep moving and get yourself occupied. Do some other stuff.
Have some hobbies, avocations.
Yeah.
Be active. Yeah.
Right, and most important, become good at it. Whatever you're going to do, be good at it. Be the best. Screwing around and stuff.
Right.
You either win the prize or you don't.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.